Hey everybody, this is TotalGamerJunkie. I want to welcome you all back to my channel. Yesterday I made a video about the possibly fake, hopefully real, Life is Strange 4 leaked information. In this video I went over the plot, like the synopsis of what we had. I discussed my thoughts, what I liked, what I hated, what I think is possible, what I don't think is possible. And in this video I plan to do the same, but I plan to cover a different subject: romance. Now, as you all know, in every Life is Strange game you are given the choice of two people you can be interested in, a male and a female. For Max it was Warren and Chloe, for Sean it was Finn or Cassidy, and for Alex it was Ryan or Steph. Now, while we don't know what the next Life is Strange is going to be, I can say with 100% certainty that we're going to be given this same choice of who to romance. Now, if this was a normal Life is Strange game, just a sequel with a new protagonist, new setting, I wouldn't really be making this video. But because this is the supposed Life is Strange Max and Chloe sequel, or just Max sequel if you chose to sacrifice Chloe, I felt that this video would be very interesting to make, as having Chloe alive can drastically, which I believe, could drastically change how romance options work in this next game. Now, before I get into this video, I just want to say this is just theories, discussions. I don't have any inside information. I'm basing this off the Reddit leak, which has not been confirmed by any big leaker. Someone just posted this to Reddit, so you have to take this with a grain of salt. So if you're disappointed, I recommend you leave, but if you're interested in these theories I had, like the previous video I made about this, please leave a like, leave a comment, and I hope you enjoy this video. Now, in order to discuss the romances in Life is Strange 4, or Life is Strange the sequel, like however you want to say it basically, we have to go back to Life is Strange 1, Episode 5. Now, I don't know how much of you know this, but at the very end, when Max escapes that time purgatory, whatever you want to call it, you can actually open up her journal and read through it, and you can discover that there is a new entry. Now, this new entry is a bit different depending on whether you kissed Chloe or not. So I want to discuss what happens when you kiss and don't kiss, and then how I believe this will tie into Life is Strange 4. Let's just call it Life is Strange 4, it's so much simpler that way. So if you kiss Chloe, the entry will say, "Chloe is more than my best friend, but who knows how she really sees me. She did dare me to kiss her, but she seemed surprised I actually did. I am too, but I don't regret it for a second. Maybe that's why I hated watching Chloe being so cruel in the nightmare, calling me names and flirting with all those people. I was surprised that it was like a physical pain in my heart. Is that the power of friendship or love? I believe you're about to find out, Max Caulfield." And if you didn't kiss Chloe, then this is what the entry is. "Chloe will always be my best friend, but who knows how she really sees me. I know she wasn't mad I didn't kiss her. I feel like we're more family than couple. Just a couple of dorky kids who grew up in a fucked up amazing world. Maybe that's why I hated watching Chloe being so cruel in the nightmare, calling me names and trying to hurt me. I was surprised that it was like a physical pain in my heart. Is that the power of love or friendship? I believe you're about to find out, Max Caulfield." Now, at the very end, like, while it's changed, while the sentences are changed, if you kiss Chloe, it says, "Is this the power of friendship or love?" And if you don't kiss her, it says, "Is this the power of love or friendship?" See how they switch love and friendship around. So if we were to import Life is Strange save data, and we had the option of whether or not Max kissed Chloe, I do think this will lock in. Okay, if you kiss Chloe, that means that Max and her will get together. If you don't kiss her, this means that they'll remain friends. But I don't know, like I said, I don't know how they would implement this, because it's not like you can import. It's like, if Life is Strange, again tongue-tied here, Life is Strange 2 only gave us one choice. Did we sacrifice Chloe or did we sacrifice Arcadia Bay? Now, with Life is Strange 4, if it's real, I do believe we'll get that same choice. But it would be really cool if we could import like our choices, like even if we forget the side ones, just let us pick out the main ones, you know. But I don't think they'll do that. But let's say they did. We import the save data where Max saves Chloe, and she kissed her, and then now Max and Chloe are together, and the game also still has the two romantic interests. Now, would they be locked out if Max is with Chloe? Because honestly, I'll tell you right now, like if the game gave me the option, okay, you can cheat on Chloe, I'd be like, fuck off, I'm done, I'm out of here. No, I wouldn't go through with it, because there are just like, when I play games with choices, there are some games where I don't make the choice, I don't refuse. Like with Mass Effect, when I played that, like I always stick with one romance. I don't ever cheat or nothing. Like, I mean, I did one time, like, but this was when the first game I played was Mass Effect 2, so I was like, okay, yeah, I'll go with Ashley or Caden, but then they only got that one little scene, so I was like, oh, okay, well that sucked, I'll just romance someone else. So technically I did cheat, but like this is like my first Mass Effect game. And Mass Effect 3 hadn't come out yet, so I didn't know what I was doing. But anyway, getting back on topic, I don't see Max as the cheating type, and I doubt Chloe would cheat either. So what I think the most likely scenario would be is if Deck 9 lets us import a Life is Strange save file where our Max is with Chloe, then they should lock out the romance options, or at the very least, like, have the two romance options know that Max is in a relationship with Chloe, so that way they're like, okay, she's taken, she's not available, so we're not gonna pursue this relationship, which I think would be for the best, because it would be a little bit, in my mind, it'd be tricky how you'd pull that off. But if Max isn't in a relationship with Chloe, if she chose to sacrifice her to save Arcadia Bay, I think it'd be very interesting to see these two, because I've said this before, like what I'd like to see in a Life is Strange game is I'd like there to be a kind of like love triangle, because Warren really when you're playing Life is Strange, you have to pursue the romance options. But with Warren, he liked Max, like from the get-go. When we first met him, he goes in to hug Max when she goes to hand him the USB. He wants to go to the drive-through with her. Like, he really likes her, and he's like putting himself out there. He's like, okay, I like you. Would you like to go to the movies? So I think, and that's one of the things that kind of, like, even with True Colors, Alex, you have to put yourself like that just sounds wrong how I'm saying it, put yourself out there. Sorry, I was thinking of another word I was going to say, but what I didn't like was how Alex has to be the one, okay, I'm going to give the rose to Steph or Ryan. It's like, it'd be what they should have done is, like, depending on who you're traveling with and who you're talking to, and if you say, okay, like, he or she is cute in that, then maybe have them, like, okay, Alex is interested in me, I'm gonna, it's my turn to do something. I just don't want it to be, I just don't like it when it's one-sided. That's why I like Warren. Like, I joke about how, like, he's the stalkery type, but at least he's putting himself out there. So that's what I'd like, as well, like, because I think a love triangle would be interesting, but I'd also like the romantic interest to be like, okay, if you like Max, then why don't you just pursue it? Even Elliot from Before the Storm, he likes Chloe. He asks, do you want to go to the Tempest? Do you want to go see this stupid play? He's basically asking her out. Well, he is asking her out, but he's trying to play it off as like two friends going to go see the play. So those are really like the two things I'd like to see, like there to be a love triangle where both of them like Max and they're kind of sort of competing for her affections, and for the romance interests to, like, okay, just put themselves out there. Just I don't want to be playing the game and be like, okay, do I have to pursue them? It's like I'm giving it my all. How about you give something, Jesus? But speaking of romances, this brings up another question. If you choose to sacrifice Chloe in Life is Strange, but you've kissed her and sided with her a lot, the ending is slightly different. Max will hug Chloe if they're friends, but if you've kissed her and you're siding with her more than that, Max and Chloe will kiss at the end, and then Max will travel back in time and let Chloe die. So I'd be very interested to see how they would play this off. Like, even if it's a minor thing where, okay, let's just say one of your romantic interests asks you out and you could reject them, and maybe there's that option saying, I liked someone else but it didn't work out. Maybe referencing Chloe, because like Max doesn't have to obviously tell the romantic interest about the time travel abilities, but I think it'd be interesting if Chloe's death, she could mention, yeah, I had this friend who I really cared about, but she died, so I'm not really trying to date anyone at the moment. Or maybe we could even have the option of, okay, Chloe was the person I loved the most, and you could be like, no, I could never be with anyone else, because I only her. I think that'd be depressing as fuck, but you know, in a way it'd be kind of sweet, showing that Max, despite Chloe's loss, that she still has that bond with her, and she's like, and they're kind of soulmates even in the afterlife. But speaking of the romantic interests, we haven't even discussed like who or what they would do, who they are. Like, and I gotta tell you right now, it better not be a student. Damn it, Max, I swear to God, if you're a professor and you get to know if a student, no, bad, I'll report you. But technically, like, all the students will probably be over 18, so I guess technically it's legal, but still, no! Bad, Max. I do think if Max is a professor, I assume that she'd be teaching photography. And if she is a teacher, then that means that the interest would most likely be other teachers. Maybe like someone, like she likes someone in the science class, or like I don't know, like I don't know what all the classes are. Like, I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on this particular subject, but you know what I mean. Basically, her interest could be teachers, and because obviously she's spending if she's teaching, she's going to be around other teachers, you know, during the lunch breaks and when she's not working. And obviously if she has to, because obviously, why do I keep saying obviously? Because there's probably, like, without a doubt, there's going to be I keep saying obviously and like for some reason. There's most definitely going to be a teacher's lounge room or something. Like, my primary and high school have it. I'm sure every primary and high school has it. And you would assume that a college would have a teacher's lounge where the teachers gather, they have lunch, they can talk and discuss paperwork. And another thing with the romantic interest is, how will they play into solving the murder of Max's student/friend, or friend/student, however you want to say it? Could Max possibly bring them into the alternate timeline where the student's alive? Excuse me. Now, if any of you have read have read the Life is Strange comics I've uploaded, Max jumps back and forth between realities because it's something she can't control. And in one of the scenes, she holds Chloe's hand, and Chloe is able to see into an alternate reality. And in this reality, she's able to talk to Dana, who in this reality had her child rather than, well, you know. But whether or not her consciousness would be transferred into this alternate version of herself, or if her whole body would be there, I'm not sure, because the comics, they don't make it clear how that works. Like, at the end of issue 4, Max shows up on the beach. She's wearing swimwear, so I would assume, okay, her consciousness has gone into this new body. That makes the most sense, right? But then towards the end, Max leaves the timeline so she takes that body with her. So what the hell's going on? It's very confusing. The comics, I don't know. Like, if you have an explanation for me or a theory, please let me know. One thing that would be very interesting with the romances is if Max travels to that alternate timeline and discover she's in a relationship with one of the choices. I think that'd be interesting to see, because if maybe for example, okay, let's just say you sacrificed Chloe, Arcadia Bay's safe, and you decide to pursue a romance with one of the two options. You do that, and then Max goes to this alternate timeline. What if she's with the other person instead, or she's not with anyone else? I think that'd be very interesting. That'd be a very interesting gameplay mechanic to do. Okay, what else can I discuss? I think that's really it about the romance stuff. I'm not really invested in the romance. Like obviously, you know, I don't mind the romance in the game. Like, yeah, Bay all the way. But I prefer story first, and I do plan to talk more about the story, but this is just something that was on my mind. I thought it'd be an interesting video to make. And please let me know in the comments below, did you like this video? Did it suck? What can I do to improve it? Please let me know. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. This is TotalGamerJunkie, signing off.